So the tires are now just spinning. Oh my gosh. We are buried right now. The universe works in mysterious ways. Last week's episode, attempting to drive up the Oregon coast in just one day, we saw a lot of beautiful stuff over the course of about 2 days after encountering a pretty major setback at our first destination on the Oregon coast at Natural Bridges, where unfortunately my drone had a little bit of an argument with a tree out on a pretty sketchy peninsula. And long story short, we lost that drone along with a good bit of footage. Since crashing that second or maybe third drone into a tree, I've taken a couple weeks off to spend some time visiting with family, which was awesome. And during that time off, the universe actually connected me with someone down in Portland, Oregon, who might be able to help us out with the crashed drone situation. Can't be the only one who just houses straight up deli meat, just straight up, no sandwich, just the meat. Probably just crazy. Not sure if I caught that on camera, but that is a great use for an old propane tank or fuel tank like that. Just turn it into a minion. Alrighty, pretty smooth scenic drive down the 5. Not too much traffic out there today, but did see a couple pretty cool obscure vehicles out there. Let me know if you know what the heck this van is. Spring has definitely sprung here in the Pacific Northwest. I've just met up with Aaron, who has been watching my videos, saw the drone crash, and reached out offering some help. He's now leading us to the old highway that runs along the Columbia River, and he's gonna show us some really cool spots, so I'm super stoked to have a local showing us around today. Dang. Look at that view, man. That is sick. As you can see, the old Columbia Highway here is this little road that runs parallel to the new 84 highway, and it's pretty skinny. Wow. We're now getting into some pretty aggressive switchbacks here up a very steep hill. So I can only imagine what the views are going to be like when we get up here to some elevation and get out to the edge overlooking the river. Should be really cool. Wow. Look at the views of the mountains through the trees here. Everything is just so lush and green up here. There's flowers blooming every which way. So pretty. Maybe I've just been in the truck in snowy conditions way too long, but it seems especially lush and green here. Alrighty. Aaron called in to this, I think it's a women's retreat, and supposed to be a really good vantage point to look out over the gorge and a good takeoff point as well. So let's get in there, get parked up, and see what there is to see. This is the man, the myth, the legend, Aaron, who runs Genpack Drones. Let's try that again. All right, we're here with Aaron from Genpack Drones.
Yeah.
This is the dude who watched the Driving the Oregon Coast video, saw the Air 2S go down in the trees at Natural Bridges, and Aaron was kind enough to reach out and extend an olive branch. We've got a whole bunch of crazy stuff the back of your truck bed here.
Yeah, similar to the comments, I saw people like, you can't spend one day in Oregon. So luckily you came back down, and we're up in the Columbia River Gorge, which has got tons of waterfalls and just scenic views. So we brought a few drones out, one that's more waterproof in case it rains like we thought it was going to, and then we got that one like we talked about that we'll send you home with, the Mavic 3 Cine. So hopefully it's a good bump up in production quality that you can get back out there. Yeah. And it's got more obstacle avoidance. So
yeah, I probably would have prevented the whole natural bridges fiasco. This new drone that Aaron's hooking us up with has sensing in every single direction, as opposed to the old drone that only had sensing forward, back, up, down. So totally lucked out with the weather today. Looks like we should be able to get some pretty cool views.
Let's do it.
All right.
Are you a mode 2 pilot?
I don't think so. What's mode 2?
Your left is your elevation. So this left stick goes up and down and rotates it.
Yes.
Yes, that's the right way to fly.
Okay.
There's people who are mode 3 and they're not. They're wrong.
Dude.
Yeah, so let's check this out.
And I know you said this isn't even like the biggest one yet.
No. We're about a mile from the Crown Point, which we're going to head to in a little bit.
That's crazy.
And this is just right overhead. The rangefinder will tell us how far things are from us, which is pretty sweet.
That's probably very helpful for search and rescue.
Yeah, and that's the majority of what we do. Is we work with a lot of law enforcement, search and rescue, first responders, and it's a huge tool for them to be able to get out and find people who might be missing. So yeah, let's push out that way.
Is it recording right now?
I should probably do that. There we go.
That's only 40 times right there. And you can go up to 200.
Yep. And so there's a lot of rules and regulations because people freak out with like privacy issues.
Right.
But part of the classes we teach is like the airspace and legalities and whatnot. So we always follow the rules and regulations, and we've checked with the place here to make sure it's good to take off here and land on their property, and they've been nice enough to let us do this. So we'll get some of these clips here of just the epic views out in here.
Wow.
But yeah, here, you want to let her rip?
Sure.
Anyone's a good pilot at 400 feet. You want to hold that?
Sure.
Hit your R1. There you go. Zoom in. You're pro.
Somebody's having a fire out there.
And that's another use case for these fire departments and wildland fires.
Yeah.
Being able to see these hot spots and smokestacks out there to see what's there.
I should see on the infrared if it comes up.
No, maybe too far out.
Yeah, it's probably too far.
But yeah, the fire industry is really picking them up too, which is cool. So you got lots of use cases for them.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. This is really fun playing with the zoom.
Oh yeah, dude, the zoom's super powerful, and like I said, at night you can see start thinking about hot spots with if you find animals or people out who are lost or hiking around. Makes it really useful.
What else would be fun? I wonder if vehicles.
Oh yeah, they'll pop up. Little hot. They look like ants down there.
I guess the tarmac is warmer than the vehicles probably.
Yeah, the road will heat up and it retains heat. So they do a lot of, there's like thermography classes, which you can learn what the like hot spots mean, right? And you get thermal retention on different items with rocks and stuff like that. So a whole bunch of nerd that you can get into.
Those are all homes out there.
And that's across the river. That's the Washington side. It's probably up like just east of Washougal, Camas area. And then if you hold that left thumbstick all the way down until it hits the ground, you should be good.
We didn't crash.
Got that out of the way.
I think we need some just scale. Like, look how large this thing is.
Still a small human, but it's still pretty big.
Yeah.
Grab onto it. You can grab the arm and hold it up by it.
Dude. It's a large drone. Alrighty, we just wrapped up our 2 test flights here at the Manuka retreat property, which is just absolutely beautiful with all the spring greenery and flowers popping up in the fields. We just realized it's already 4:30 and there's still a lot to see, so we jump back in the trucks. Aaron's leading the way up to where I thought we were going at first, the Women's Forum. Should be a cool little overlook. Look at these views. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's quite something. I think that's a hawk or a turkey vulture.
That's a hawk. The eagles have been coming back more and more over the years, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one today.
Alrighty. We're kind of ripping through these spots, trying to make the most of the daylight today. Whoa, look at that. I am in awe right now. There it is, the Vista House. That's quite something as well.
Such a sight.
It's one of those things that you see the pictures of it.
It doesn't do it justice.
Doesn't do it any justice.
I'm just a nerd, and I always think, like, how hard would it be to get stuff up here to build it?
Oh, all the stone and everything.
Yeah. You can go inside in this little shop, and you can actually go to the top. But it looks like they're also close for this week. Do you want your picture in front of it?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Here, pull up, kind of like angle it, and I'll grab it.
Photo with the rig secured, and we're on to our next stop, the first of many waterfalls in this area. Wow. Just crazy. Ooh, pretty cool little bridge action here. Old bridge from the looks of it. That's so cool. We are firing right through these spots. That was Lateral Falls, and wow, it's like a fairy tale in there. I'm not sure if I'll be able to put it like overlaid in the video here, but Aaron just showed me a really cool trick on iPhone live photos. If you click the little arrow, little down arrow next to live, you can actually switch through like loop, bounce, long exposure. The loop is really cool because it just looks like continuous waterfall, and the long exposure is very cool because it gives it that like long exposure look that I thought before today you would need to set up like a big tripod and camera, do a long exposure. You can just do it on your iPhone now, I guess. So that's really cool. Shout out to Aaron for showing me those little iPhone hacks.
It's still pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
Just a fan of all the old bridges too.
Yeah, I love the old bridges. Based on the moss, they've been around for a little while.
I've always thought it'd be pretty sick to have like a big one of those big rope swings that like swung under and came back out.
And we're on to the next one. Still just can't believe this road, like this rock. Look at that. This whole region here is just beyond cool. Another really old bridge we're crossing here. Aaron looked at a placard at the last bridge, and apparently most of these bridges were constructed in 1915, over 100 years ago. Amazing that they're still standing and operational. Look at that. Talk about fairy tales. That's awesome. Definitely a little bit more friendly than the Yosemite Falls hike.
Yeah. It's all paved, it's nice.
Man, you guys got a lot of cool stuff out here. Waterfalls,
I know.
gorges, canyons.
And then you get up into like Bend in the high desert area. You were down in the dunes, so you saw that.
Yeah, dunes, beaches, really good waves.
You got skiing and snowboarding.
Skiing, snowboarding. I'm starting to buy into the West Coast, Best Coast.
Just ignore the politics and you're fine.
That's super cool.
Isn't that wild?
Wow. The bridge looks tiny. Look at that. We teleported down from there to the bridge. All right, just grabbed the extra drone batteries from Aaron's house. Met his 2-year-old son, Huxley. If you're watching this, hey Huxley. Anyhow, if you couldn't guess it, we're back at the gas station. Filling up for the second time today. I don't know what's going on with Taco. She's real thirsty today. Well, not really sure what just happened there. Spent like 45 minutes in the grocery when I went in for like 3 things. And with tonight's adventure location being an hour away and it being 8:30 now, we're just gonna chef up real quick here at the local park because I'm starving and there's supposed to be torrential rain tonight, at least where we are right now. It might be snow where we're going later. Ah, dang. We might not be cooking right now. Just got the stove set up and it appears my propane tank has in fact run out. As some of you mentioned in the previous video, my propane was running low. So good news is we aren't out in the middle of the woods trying to cook with an empty propane tank. We can run down the road, swap it out for a different one. Whew. Really, like 20-30 minutes later, here's a little visual for you. I gotta like crawl in here on my hands and knees and squirm around to replace that. Definitely would do this differently in the future if I do another build. Time to load the gear back up. We're back here at the park with a full propane tank. Let's get some food going. Big shout out to my Uncle Tom for hooking it up with the homemade brats. Front row. Looks like I heated her up too quickly. She burst open. We might just cut the sucker open and let her be free. Got a little bit of a crazy idea here, but hear me out. Take this here baked potato and we just put it right in the middle of this mayhem. Chop that sucker up And on top of that, just because I'm crazy, we're gonna put some pepper jack cheese. In case you can't tell, sorry, I'm really excited for dinner. I also grabbed us some Stubbs Sweet Heath, molasses, brown sugar, and chipotle peppers. Ooh, yeah. S&P to finish things off. But come on, tell me that doesn't look fire. All right. Yeah. That's awesome. This is not gonna last long. What did I tell you? All right. We got a nice full belly. We got some rain coming down. 10:30 at night on a Wednesday in Portland, Oregon. Let's dive into another adventure. What better time? We've got about 36 minutes and 30 miles till we get to Rhododendron. I don't know how to say the name of that town, but I'm hoping we can get into some fun down there. And just like that, we've reached Still Creek Road. No outlet. Plan is to take this road as far out into the woods as we can. Should take us a little over 10 miles out towards Trillium Lake. Presumably we'll run into some snow as we gain over 1,800 feet of elevation, and should probably pull up my offline map because it appears we are about to lose cell service. Got our offline map loaded up. Let's get in here. Probably gonna be pavement for at least half of this road, I think. But yeah, let's find out. Probably can't hurt to toss the light bar on. If you've been watching since the early days, you know I love me a nice spontaneous night adventure in the dark. Oh yeah, all right, just like that, we are off the pavement and onto a dirt road here. It's peppered with potholes. Whoa, pretty major downed tree here. Luckily, someone came in with a chainsaw and cleared it out of the way. Whoa. Things are getting a little spooky, a little foggy. Oh, wow, that was a good bump right there. Starting to see our first little bits of snow on the side of the trail. Presumably we're going to get into more as we gain elevation here. We're starting to get into it, folks. We're only about halfway down the trail too. We might get into, I don't know, maybe a foot of snow. That would be fun to mess around in. Not even 10 seconds later, and look at that, we got a foot of snow right there. Should probably kick her in 4-wheel drive just to be safe. All right, let's do it. Oh yeah, a little slippery. And just a sheer drop off on the left, so. Oh, look at that. It's, maybe I should be careful what I wish for. It's actually quite deep up here. Like over a foot of snow right there. Yeah, I really should be careful what I wish for in terms of snow. I don't know if we're gonna make it through this. We can try to plow through. We might have to throw in the snow chains for the first time. Just gonna throw her in 4 low, so we got a little bit more torque. And oh wow, that must be Still Creek. Not so still though, it's moving. All right, let's try this thing. Oh, no, we didn't even make it up to the end of the tire tracks. Oh baby. Yeah, we're high centering pretty hard on the snow here. We can try ramming it one more time. Oh. Spinning our tires. Well, it is midnight and it is raining, as you can probably hear. But I didn't buy snow chains for nothing, so. All right, there's one. Just got to do 3 more. Oh yeah, did I mention that one of the only known populations of wolves lives here in Mount Hood National Forest? It's pretty comforting. All right, we're rigged up with snow chains on all 4 tires. Toss these in here and see what these things can do, hopefully. Oh. Oh. Well, the snow chains did allow us to get a little bit further than the tracks were, but not much. The only other option is to hug the left side that has less snow on it, but then there's a drop off into the creek, so yeah, this isn't ideal. We'll give it a shot though. As you can see, quite a bit deeper up here, and as you can see back here, just completely dug myself into not only the snow but the ground. We're completely high centered on snow, and I foolishly tried to drive forward and backward and just dug away all the dirt. So the tires are now just spinning. We have no traction on the ground right now. Tires are off the ground, and we're just sitting on tons of snow. It's even more snow on this side. Oh my gosh. We are buried right now. This is not good, folks. Oh my gosh. Not good. Time to get digging, I guess. Just tossed on the snow boots, pulled out the shovel, and yeah, I guess our only hope really is to shovel as much material out from under the truck as possible. Whole thing is just sitting on snow, so it's really not great. I don't know, I'm just gonna get digging. Oh, here's the update, folks. It's now 1 in the morning. Been shoveling away all around the truck. Just getting as much out as I can, but this wet, heavy snow is just really not easy to shovel. This is all the progress I've made in about half an hour under the rear of the truck, and I haven't even gotten under the spare tire. But the more I look at it, the more I realize the whole truck is on top of the snow, and it would probably take hours to dig underneath the whole truck. Now, these guys, I would love to pull all 4 of these off and shove one under the rear of each tire to try and pop this thing up and back. But unfortunately, I've just discovered that these star knobs are frozen, corroded on this rusted threaded rod. So I can't even get these off, which is a real bummer. I think at this point I'm just gonna try winching to a tree to try to pull myself forward and then try to reverse back out of it. I don't know. I'm running out of ideas. All right, we got the winch plugged in. Got the rope fed out and strap around that tree. I'm gonna start reeling this in, get all the slack out of it. We'll hop in the truck and hope for the best. Oh man, just drenched right now. Okay, throwing forward and start winching in. Oh God. It's slipping up the tree. Should have wrapped it around it. And the tree's cracking. That's not good. Let it back out. Dang, man. Oh my gosh, no way. I'm not gonna say we're out because we're not. But I just gave winching to this tree one more try and gave it a little bit of gas gently so we weren't spinning the tires. And we kind of just popped out of the ruts that we were in, but now we're can't even talk. More far forward into the snow. So we still gotta get back out of here, but yeah, let's hop out and see what it's looking like. Okay, well that's good. I actually have some room under me. We're back on top of the snow now. And this is the giant rut we were just in, which is pretty deep. But I think if we just ram backwards, we can get through it. I would hope. I don't know. I just really want to get out of here. There's some big animal tracks up here that I noticed while hooking up the winch. There's a pretty discernible one. And there's my hand. So, yeah, I just want to get out of here. Just flips the neutral release so I can pull this out. That should be enough for us to back out through the rut if we can make it. Let's find out. We're gonna need to do this in one quick motion. Just gotta commit. I let off. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We're out. We're out of the rut. Holy smokes. All right. Okay, just gotta retrieve the winch line from next to those sketchy animal tracks, put the gear away, and get out of the snow. Well, that was exciting. Sorry if I seemed a little dramatic out there, but when it's 1, 2 in the morning and you're in that situation, your mind definitely is racing with all the possibilities of what could happen. Getting stuck on that trail in the snow was definitely not my intention. Was not the objective of this video by any means. And that is why I decided to pull the snow chains off the truck, make the 30-minute drive back out of the woods, get back on Route 26, and make our way towards one of the main objectives of this video, which hopefully we'll get to tomorrow morning, or maybe tomorrow afternoon, given it's 3:30 in the morning now. But I am super thankful to have made it out of the woods in one piece, and glad to have come across this snow park here where I've parked up basically just a winter parking lot for backcountry skiing, and I suppose every once in a while an idiot in a Tacoma who gets their truck stuck in the woods and abandons the trail. Snow's coming down pretty good out there. Just very soft pitter patter on the roof, which will be really nice to fall asleep to. I am wiped. Can't wait to pull this wet clothing off, hunker down in the covers with the diesel heater going, and just slip away. Good night, folks. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, people. Technically, good afternoon at this point. That's right, we slept until noon. That's too funny.
4 hours later.
Well, I'm ashamed to say it's now 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Just been sitting in here waiting out a bunch of unexpected rain that came through, but it's finally stopped and we can finally go outside and cook some brunch, if you can even call it that, at 4 o'clock. But yeah, we're gonna go make some food finally. First flapjacks are done. That one's pretty fire. This one got a little messed up. I'm gonna toss another one on there because I just realized we completely forgot to add blueberries. Yeah, that's a fully loaded flapjack right there. That's gonna be good. There's a lot of blueberries on the line right now. Oh, oh yeah. Nice. One more gram. That's probably the best thing I've made on this entire trip. Definitely a lot more effort to make the batter and everything, and it's messy and a little bit cumbersome, but oh my, I don't think I've had pancakes in like, I don't know. I don't remember the last time I've had pancakes. Wow. I mean, come on. Look at that. Oh, okay. Quite a little while later, we're back in our dry clothes. Just wrapped up breakfast at about 6 p.m. Getting stuck in the woods and going to bed at 4 really changed my schedule. And the place I was alluding to earlier that was the actual objective of this video was to get to this really cool spot called Trillium Lake. It's an alpine lake here in Mount Hood National Forest, and when the weather's good, you can actually see Mount Hood from the opposite end of Lake Trillium, and it casts this really cool reflection across the lake. When I made plans to come here, it was supposed to be clear and sunny, and I don't know if I'm seeing things right now, but am I crazy? Do I see blue skies over there? I'm pretty sure those are blue skies, like a mile away. So we might actually be in business because Trillium Lake is just about 3-4 miles down the road here, down Route 26. So we might be in business. You guys have wicked weird weather here in the Pacific Northwest. It's been disgusting over here all day, and look at this. Not even a mile down the road. Beautiful blue sky. Well, there's the blue sky over there, and gray sky over here towards Trillium Lake. And unfortunately, Trillium Lake campground and day use are down this road that's closed and covered in snow. I don't know if I really want to trek in the snow right now when it doesn't even look that clear. What? No way. There's Mount Hood. That's sick. We gotta find somewhere to pull over and try to get this drone in the sky. I was just about to say to you guys that I was pulling the plug on trying to get any shots of Mount Hood because the weather did not look like it was shaping up back there, but it looks like we should be able to get some really cool shots if we can find somewhere to pull over. Oh, look at that. A little natural spring action. We're headed about 9 minutes up the road here to the Timberline Lodge, which Aaron actually had recommended we go visit because it's a pretty cool old historical site, and it should hopefully allow us to get a clear view of the mountain. Oh, it's starting to clear up. This is beautiful over here. We're gaining some serious elevation too. We're up in the clouds. Oh my gosh. Timberline Lodge. This is such a different experience from any ski mountain I've visited before. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. What a beautiful mountain. A successful first adventure with the new drone here at Mount Hood. Glad to have her back in one piece. Really impressed with that 7x zoom, and excited to use this thing in some more situations. Also, can we take a second, even back down on the ground here, not from a bird's eye view, but just from first person view here on the ground. Look how beautiful it is. Oh my gosh. Kind of makes me feel guilty for not skiing Mount Hood. I was under some preconceived notion that Mount Hood was just like park skiing, but after coming here and looking at it, I'll definitely have to come back with my skis and rip up this mountain one day. It's beautiful here. Anyhow, I just found out that an old friend that I actually grew up with on the same street as me has moved out here to Washington and lives in Vancouver, Washington, right over the bridge from Portland. So I'm gonna run back over to Aaron's house and return some snowshoes that he had lent me, and I'm gonna jet over to Griffin's place over the bridge in Vancouver. We're gonna grab some sushi, catch up. Also ADHD, but get a load of that view as well. Oh my gosh. It's ridiculously pretty here. Anyhow, I hope you guys had fun on this crazy, spontaneous, chaotic adventure down to the Portland area and Mount Hood area. Once again, a huge thank you to Aaron for taking us out and showing us the Columbia River Gorge area and for hooking it up with a new drone. Shout out to Genpack Drones for taking good care of us. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and go hit that like button to let the algorithm know that I did something right and that other people should tag along on this adventure as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, and until next time, keep making the most of it.